So here's the image. It's already pixelated. All I need to do is duplicate this part. Let's see if it'll let me duplicate. And take the bottom one and just go to Edit, Transform. It's kind of doing the similar process, flipping it vertical. I'm going to take Auto Select off and just drop this down and place that into that file. So that gives me that image, albeit reflected slightly into that panel. So once it's there, I can do the gradient overlay default and just shift it up to that point. Just remember that the shifting of this default light to dark, blending it across that way, is giving me that distance. Okay. Now keep in mind it's not a section. If I try to take this layer and free transform it a little bit, you can try to arch it this way. Drop this down a little bit. And that'll put it just about right. I'm just going to go right where the tangent is right there. And the other option is I can make the shadow just by selecting this shape. Come here, get a new layer, fill it black, free transform this. And if you remember doing some of this from before, just kind of tucking the shadow up under here and distorting it like so. And that gives me a cast shadow. This part I can do the same thing. I can minimize the opacity, put a layer mask on it, hit B for brush, and lighten it that way. So that kind of is on the layer mask. I can also take the blur tool and just zoom in just a little bit so you can see it, and select this layer and just kind of click on the edge and click on it again, just kind of softening that edge with the blur tool. So it's kind of, rather than doing a filter over the entire piece, that's showing that. And then it's just a matter of doing a little bit more of these parts. So if I have the gradient, you can kind of see how it can build up. I can pick the background of this so it has a little bit more of a gray look to it. So depending on how far you take this part. And keep in mind, while this is selected, I can still use the brush and come up there and paint that. I drop the color to get a little bit more, and that gives me that section. So see if you can give that a